What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? What's up? I'm tired, per usual. I gotta stop getting on here and saying I'm tired because it's gonna make you guys tired. But let's be tired. You can listen to my voice like it's ASMR, just ready to go to sleep. And my voice is very monotone, so it would definitely make you go to sleep. What did I do today? I did muster up the energy to go to the gym. Shout out to pre-workout. I sat in the sauna. My sauna gets to 175 degrees. My little chains I wear around my neck, burning the life out of me. But I live for it. Yeah, I don't know. The sauna has some health benefits, so I don't know what it is as far as cooking yourself that hot, but I think it works. I know it works. I've been doing it for a while. Definitely helps with the old lady joints and bones and all that greatness. But other than that, that's literally all I did today. Work and gym, my life, I want another vacation, but we live in a place where the threat of vacation, should you be vacationing or should you be saving money? I don't know. I've been eating healthy, so I saved money in that way. I've not been DoorDashing. DoorDashing be having a lot of us by the freaking chokehold, which I hate. I literally, the other day, I did drive to go get tacos, which I was very proud of myself because it was too close. When my husband DoorDashes, that restaurant is literally around the corner. I lose a lot of respect for him. It's literally, babe, and the thing is, he be running all day. He be out all day, and then he comes home and DoorDashes food. It just it's not my love language when he does that. I don't like it. It shows the epitome of American laziness. This comedian said Americans will literally order one pen and be put it in my hand now. And that's literally to me what DoorDash has done to this country. And why didn't I invent that? That's my biggest other problem. Let's see what's going on in this news. Florida officer was arrested for allegedly stealing a dead man's credit card information and using it to make personal purchases. Not shocking. So this dude, Bob Huggins, he agreed to a three-game suspension and $1 million salary reduction and sensitivity training for using a homophobic slur during a radio interview. Bobby, you had to pay $1 million. I don't know what he said, but you know. One employee is dead and another one is in custody after a dispute ended in gunfire Wednesday morning at a Virginia hospital where they worked. So with all these hospital fights lately. A man fatally shot another customer inside a Detroit gas station and wounded two more after the clerk locked the door in a dispute over a small purchase. At what point did we not know that everybody's locked and loaded? A New Jersey man has been charged with murder after axing to death his sister-in-law and her 9-year-old niece. That's his sister-in-law and the 9-year-old niece. That's messed up. He needs the death penalty. To me, he needs to be hacked up too. Trump is insisting his innocence. He said that the lady is a whack job and her account of being sexually assaulted by him decades ago was fake and made up. There still, the House Republicans are escalating the attacks on the Biden family, alleging business with foreign nationals. President Biden is saying ongoing debt ceiling negotiations could disrupt plans to meet with allies in Japan and Australia this month and force them to participate in the summits virtually. He should be participating in it virtually anyway. Just sit home. Postpartum hemorrhage is the leading cause of maternal mortality worldwide. New research suggests pairing a low-cost device with a quick bundle of treatments to stop blood loss. That is scary. George Santos surrendered to authorities. He faces 13 counts, including wire fraud, money laundering, theft of public funds, and making materially false statements in the House. So, see what happens with that. A cruise passenger has been arrested after a hidden camera with a video of dozens of people, including children, were discovered in a public restroom. That is so... I mean, just continue to convince me of why I will never take a cruise. I mean, I don't need much convincing, but I mean, the more these stories come out, I just don't want to. I really don't. Let's see what else is going on. I saw Kim at the Lakers game yesterday with her big booty. Rihanna named her son after the Wu-Tang Clan's member RZA. Wyclef is going to be performing at Griner's first home game since the release of Russia. I wonder if Brittany Griner will get people watching WNBA. Beyonce has kicked off her Renaissance tour. A lot of people are looking forward to that. Y'all must be really rich though, because I know them tickets are not cheap. Queen of mommy bloggers, Heather Armstrong, dead by suicide. Yeesh. That's wild. She was struggling with alcohol and depression. That's just... It's wild. She got candid with her readers about parenthood as well as more difficult subjects like her depression. Over the years, she gained tons of recognition for her bravery, even appearing on Oprah Winfrey's show and being put on Forbes' list of most influential women in media. She published a few books as well, and including Things I Learned About My Dad in Therapy, and yeah, dude. She shared 2 kids with her ex-husband. They got divorced in 2013. She started dating Pete 6 years ago. That is wild to me. I just, mental health is so important, and I'll never understand why somebody taps out. I understand the wanting to, but just the doing it is just, life is just messed up, man. And that just goes to show you, even if you get fame and even Oprah, still can't cure some things. Britney Spears amped up on caffeine, coffee, and Red Bull. Britney, we'll see. Kim says she's not dating a Laker. She's just a fan. People get scared when they see Kim show up somewhere. Other than that, Jamie Foxx's daughter reveals troubling news about her father. So we're getting closer to this Jamie Foxx clone, y'all. Either he's going to pull out of this, and if he does, it's going to be a clone, or I don't know. But at this point, I'm just calling it a clone. Y'all can be mad all day, but it's just too weird. And Jamie, he doesn't look the same to me. And I know people get old and all that stuff people say, but I don't know, man. It's too fishy for me, my friend. I guess the Biden family used shell companies to enrich themselves. Not shocking. Allegedly, according to this New York Post. A massive swimming alligator terrifies tourists, beach and zoo at the same time. See, I want to go to the beach, but if I saw an alligator in the ocean, I'm over it. I mean, I saw lots of fish in the ocean, which I know that's where they live, but sometimes you just can't reconcile that they live there, right? Let's get into some Reddit, y'all. because I do have some story times, and obviously my reading is not on point tonight. My little eyes are like glossing over. So let me see what we got here. Do you support the chemical castration of sex offenders? Yes. I just say yes. I mean, I guess if somebody could possibly be innocent, obviously that could happen. But if they are proven to be guilty, absolutely yes. What is a better phrase for having sex? Since my husband's Mexican, I always say, "Is your chorizo ready?" Because it's like Mexican sausage or something. Fire up the chorizo. Or I love saying it's time to mate, because we are animals, aren't we? Gland to gland combat. That's funny. My ex used to say, "Let's go get naked." That's lame. Somebody said effing. Smashing pissers. That should be a Grindr site. Getting my pee reupholstered. Clapping cheeks. Let's go clap some cheeks. Roomba Zumba. Pound time. Pound town is lame. I do love afternoon delight. I love some afternoon delight, especially now that I'm older. Give me some afternoon delight. That way I can eat dinner and my stomach can be nice and full. Consensual copulation. Banging. Bumping uglies. Taking the wood to the beaver. Canoodling. Fornication. Spelunking the pumpkin. Sheathing the sword. Snoo. Marinate the nether rod in the squish mitten. Yada yada yada. Knocking boots. Said my grandmother calls it knocking boots. Y'all trying to say we old, huh? Boning land pipe. Dance with no pants. I like that. Let's go dance with no pants on. Consensual, of course. Y'all know I could be here all day, but the way my eyesight is working out right now, let's get into these story times here. Let's get into Jay-Z's supposedly long lost son.
We're talking about Beyonce today. Let's get into this story that just broke about Jay-Z. According to the Daily Mail, Ramir, who was a 30-year-old male, is insisting that Jay-Z is his illegitimate father and accuses the rapper of abusing the legal system for 10 years to avoid taking a paternity test.
Just wanting to do the right thing and the correct thing, not just for us, just for everybody in the world, just do the right thing. So my court case is still going on, it's still active, and I want to thank everybody who's been supporting me from day one. I want to ask y'all to keep supporting me and keep coming in, because we couldn't do it without you guys. It's all about us. It's not just about me. This thing is about me getting it done, but it's all about us in the world. I'm trying to make sure any court system we go in or any courtroom we go in, we getting treated correctly and fairly, and things are not going over judges' heads and lawyers are not lying and things of that sort. So 2023 and my case right now, and I just want to talk about just a clean slate with New Jersey Supreme Court. There's been a whole lot of fraud and collusion, and I'm not pointing no fingers. I'm just asking everybody, all the judges or anybody who's working on the case, to do what's right and do their job the correct way, even if you overlook something or didn't see something. Everybody makes mistakes. Just wanted to do as I said before, but it's time to actually do your job and look at everything and get it correct, because you cannot use fraud to continue anything in this world. You can't use fraud to help you get forward in life. Then try to continue on your fraud or continue using fraud to get forward in life, and of course just let you do that. That's unconstitutional, and I think we should really be looking to fix that.
Now, Ramir is alleging that Jay-Z, with his high-powered attorneys, has been ducking and dodging the legal system in order to avoid taking a paternity test. When that first case was closed, it was sealed, and currently, if you read below, he's trying to get that case unsealed and force Jay-Z to take a DNA test. And when the Daily Mail had reached out to Jay-Z's attorneys, his attorney stated that the allegations have been previously reviewed thoroughly by the courts and have been repudiated. Now, when Ramir had first filed his case, he had filed it with the U.S. Supreme Court, and they threw the case back down because they stated they didn't have jurisdiction. So Ramir took it to the appellate division of the New Jersey Supreme Court, and now they're considering it. Now, if you guys remember, Ramir has stated that his mom, Wanda, was 16 years old and Jay-Z was 22 years old when they had first met. She was in an on-again, off-again relationship with her high school sweetheart, and that's when she and Jay-Z had got together. When Ramir's mother died, his aunt is the one who informed him that Jay-Z is possibly his father. So much so that when Robert, the alleged father, and Ramir took a DNA test, it turns out he wasn't the father. Now, the tides are changing in Ramir's favor, and let me explain why. Because after it was determined that the guy who was supposed to be his father wasn't, the courts allowed Ramir to take that man off his birth certificate. And that opens the door to Jay-Z.
I'm like Jay-Z's son. He talking about the world needs to know. What am I going to get out of this? Am I going to get some money or something? Because I really don't care that much. I think it's interesting. Although there's a lot of camel-looking people that Jay-Z does look like a camel. There's a lot of people that look like they could be Jay-Z's child.
Brunson leaving home the morning of September 24th, texting her mom a smiley.
I wasn't even there 30 minutes and they called and told me her car was found.
Ooh, yo bitch, she's so bad, she's perfect. Just like her ride, she's working. Twerking. Bop, 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 bop.
It's done.
Right. God damn.
Right.
Ari! Relax.
This is the story of Kenya Brunson, aged 20, who was brutally murdered by her sugar daddy for contacting his wife. Her sugar daddy, Sultan Sharif, stabbed and slit her throat, then disposed her body before setting it on fire. This all happened because Sultan, her sugar daddy, wanted to be done with the relationship. Hello and welcome to Twisted Crimes. Subscribe and hit the like button for more stories. Based on this case, we will be traveling to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a city known for its festivals all year long, especially in summer, a city always bursting with celebrations, from Polish Fest to Mexican Fiesta and the world-famous Summerfest. Kenya Brunson, age 20, was described as a lively, friendly, down-to-earth, pretty young lady who is a joy to be around. Kenya Brunson's mom calls her daughter her best friend. Kenya wanted to be an orthodontist or a vet, later learning she was good at making others look good, so she enrolled in beauty school. Kenya, age 20, was seeing Sultan Sharif, age 53, before her untimely death. Sultan, who was happily married, decided that he wanted to end the relationship, but the young lady was not ready for that to happen yet. On September 24th, Kenya met up with Sultan Sharif, the married man she had been dating, but it wasn't just like any other day. Sultan had other plans. A witness was said to have seen Sharif laying on top of Brunson in his car. They stated Kenya was yelling for assistance, screaming, "He cut my throat," which prompted them to dial 911. Police received a second report many hours after the first one, but they were unable to locate the pair when they got to the area, so Kenya was declared missing at that point. Kenya's mother, Jennifer Meadows, told reporters that Sultan had contacted her a week before she went missing. He goes on to say, "I want to be done messing with your daughter, but she's reaching out to my wife." Authorities discovered Brunson's body in an alley and determined that she was dead. She had been tied and had been shot execution style at the back of the head before setting her on fire just 1 week after Sultan had reached out to her mother, telling her Kenya had been reaching out to his wife.
Well, we continue to follow some breaking news this morning. Milwaukee police investigating what they call a suspicious death. Now, it happened around 10:40 at Palmer and Keefe in the Harambe neighborhood. The medical examiner confirms one person is dead. Police are asking anyone with information to give them a call.
I just pray. I don't never want to let nobody ever feel this type of pain.
Family and friends united by pain, gathering to grieve the loss of 20-year-old Kenya Brunson.
It's terrible that we have to do this. I would have never thought that I will be burying my daughter before she buries me.
Brunson's parents say she could light up a room with her smile. She loved helping others. Her father tells me she just signed up for CNA classes.
She wanted everybody to stay close and wanted a lot of things out of life. She was going for it.
Dreams cut short. Police say Brunson, the victim of a homicide. Police say they found her body near North Palmer. Her father tells me her abandoned car was found about a mile away from here. Here, where police made the discovery. A week later, all that remains flowers left by a stranger to Brunson.
It's just terrible that someone could go through that, and then to know that they probably went through it by themselves and not had me or her brother or my husband or anyone that she knew that could be there, you know, at a time like this.
So I wasn't going to stop until I find out who did this to my daughter.
It would not take long before police was able to connect Kania's death to Sultan. Police said Sultan contacted his brother-in-law Johnny Hopgood after the murder to help dispose the body. Sharif's wife claimed her husband was with her on the day of the murder, but investigators said video evidence proved it was a lie. Sharif and his brother-in-law Johnny Hargood were charged with Brunson's death, and each faces homicide charges. Sharif was charged with first-degree homicide and mutilating a corpse, while Hargood was charged with mutilating a corpse and aiding a felon. Bond for Sultan Sharif is $500,000, and for Johnny Allen Hopgood it's $50,000. Both are due back in court next week.
Criminal charges filed this week, 1 month after the life of a 20-year-old Milwaukee woman came to a violent end. CBS 58's Michelle Fiore sat down with the victim's parents today, and she joins us now live in the studio. Michelle.
Bill, Kania Brunson's mom calls her daughter her best friend. 2 men face charges, but the criminal complaint points to lies others told, and for that, Kania Brunson's mom is pressing ahead. Kania Brunson turned 20 in June, a joy to be around.
She can make you smile right away.
Brunson wanted to be an orthodontist or a vet, later learning she was good at making others look good, so she enrolled in beauty school.
She actually taught me how to put on eyelashes and do my eyebrows, and told me her car was found. And I knew then, at that point, like, something happened to her.
The day of the murder, police say Brunson met up with a married man she'd been seeing, Sultan Sharif. Strangely, he'd reached out to Brunson's mom a week earlier.
He goes on to say, I want to be done messing with your daughter, but she's reaching out to my wife.
September 24th, a friend of Sharif's called 911 after he says he saw Sharif on top of the victim in Sharif's car, and that the female stated, "He cut my throat." She was screaming and pleading for help. Police didn't locate the two then, but hours later were called to an alley near Keefe and Palmer where Brunson had been tied, shot, and then set on fire.
She was everything to me. She was everything, and this is the most hurtful feeling.
Police interviewed a number of people, including Sharif's wife, who claimed he'd been with her the night of the murder, which the complaint says was debunked through video evidence.
And they think that they're going to be out here and live their normal life after they, helped with this.
Sharif's brother-in-law, Johnny Allen Hopgood, is charged as an accomplice.
It's still hard to believe that she's not, here with us.
Bond for Sultan Sharif is $500,000, and for Johnny Allen Hopgood, it's $50,000. Both are due back in court next week. Reporting live in the studio, Michelle Fiore, CBS 58 News.
Brunson's parents told news reporters their daughter could light up a room with her smile. Even if you haven't met or didn't know Kania, when you meet her, you will fall in love with her. She's going to make you smile. She's going to crack a joke. You just want to know who she is. She has a bright aura around her, a bright light. He said his daughter loved helping others and that she had just signed up for certified nursing assistant classes. She wanted a lot of things out of life. She was going for it, Shantae Brunson said. Our condolences to the friends and family of Kania Brunson. May Kania's memory be a blessing for her family and for all who knew her, and may her life and death be an inspiration and a turning point towards justice and increased protection for domestic abuse survivors. Please stay safe and see you guys in the next video.
Yeah, that glamorous life of being and having a sugar daddy can be a dangerous, slippery slope. You have to be careful out here.
Is this some sort of sick joke? early June is when we project that we will run out of cash, and there is a chance it could be as early as June 1st. Of course, there is a lot of uncertainty, and I plan to update Congress as new information becomes available, but that's still our current thinking.
Are there extraordinary measures you can take around that time, or is that it?
Well, really, that's it. We've been using extraordinary measures for several months now, and our ability to do that is running out, and we will start to run down our cash. And our current projection is that in early June, a day will come when we're unable to pay our bills unless Congress raises the debt ceiling.
What happens on that day? Let's assume for the sake of argument it's June 1st. What happens that day if the debt limit has not been extended?
Well, Treasury finds itself in a position where we're unable to pay all of the bills that come due that day. And this would be really the first time in the history of America that we would fail to make payments that are due. And, you know, whether it's defaulting on interest payments that are due on the debt or payments due for Social Security recipients or to Medicare providers, we would simply not have enough cash to meet all of our obligations. And it's widely agreed that financial and economic chaos would ensue.
I'm not disputing they're going to run out of cash. They are, but they own the world reserve currency and they can print more currency to pay off their debts like they have every other time in the past. Yeah, okay, debt's GDP ratios are high, over 100%. So what? You're going to have to deflate your currency a little bit more. And I'm really angry about this because I just can't understand why they're pumping this narrative to the public. You got Fed Chair Jerome Powell coming out and saying the banking system is sound and resilient when you've got the biggest banking crisis since 2008, like 4 of the 5 biggest banks crashing in the last 2 months. And then at the same time, to try and keep the market like at ease and not panicking, yet at the same time you've got Janet Yellen from the Treasury who obviously communicates with Jerome Powell saying, oh, we're going to run out of money and financial chaos could ensue. We might not be able to pay people's Medicare or Social Security. What the fuck is going on over there? Listen to what these guys are saying and the contradiction between like Jerome Powell and Janet Yellen. Obviously they're going to print more money unless they're coordinating a collapse of their own bank system. I don't get that.
I mean, yeah, print more money. Listen, I get whatever, but print more money, it's very easy.
And to Utah, to the mother of 3 who wrote a children's book about grief after the sudden death of her husband. Tonight, she's now been charged with his murder. Here's ABC's Kana Whitworth.
Corey Richins says she published her children's book, Are You With Me?, to help her 3 young sons cope with the unexpected loss of their father, Eric, last year.
It's just comforting to them to know that they're not living this life alone. Like, Dad is still here, it's just in a different way.
But tonight, she's been charged with her husband's murder, accused of fatally poisoning him inside their Camas, Utah home. Charging documents alleging the 33-year-old called 911 in the middle of the night last March, saying she found her husband lying unresponsive and cold to the touch at the foot of their bed. Richins telling police she had given her husband a Moscow Mule cocktail earlier to celebrate a business deal before falling asleep in one of their children's beds, waking up to discover her husband's body. A medical examiner later finding Eric had 5 times the lethal dosage of fentanyl in his system. Court documents also alleging that less than 3 weeks before his death, Eric told a friend he thought his wife Corey was trying to poison him when he fell ill after a Valentine's Day date.
And David, the court documents allege that Corey tried to make herself the sole beneficiary on Eric's life insurance policy prior to his death. Her next court appearance is May 19th. David?
All right, Kana Whitworth tonight. Kana, thank you.
Listen, you stayed too long, sis. When you start plotting that murder, it's time to get out. I'm telling you, I've been there and I had to go.
And Franch, Macaulay Culkin claims he only got out of the industry alive because he was a smart, suspicious kid. And he got too famous to be deleted, unlike some of the other kids in the industry. The explosive claims made by Culkin were reported by French media, including
Los Ecos, a newspaper. However, all reports were quickly deleted within an hour of appearing online. During the interview, Culkin claimed that children in the entertainment industry learn very early to recognize which of them want to do bad things to you and which of them have even darker tastes, explaining that some of the Hollywood executives wear Silence of the Lamb Buffalo Bill type of trophy. Asked to explain what that phrase means, Culkin said they wear shoes, belts, and wallets made out of the SKIN of muchachitos, the kiddos that have been ritually deleted. Have you seen leather products made from? It has a very unusual, distinctive look. I learned at a very young age to identify it, said 37-year-old Culkin, who has been living in Paris since 2003. I was 11 the first time I saw it. I was filming Home Alone 2 in New York, Culkin said. I was ushered into a back room on set. There was a guy in there, a powerful executive suit type. You know what I mean? He tried to make me relax, gave me a can of Coke, started telling me about the nature of the industry, basically wanted me to cut my parents out. He wanted me to be my guardian, or he wanted to be my guardian rather. He said he would make me into the biggest teen star in history. He said I had it all. He said I had to get rid of my parents. I was like, dude, I'm 11. He said, you're a man now. Macaulay Culkin then explains that the man began to make his intentions clear as day. He started breathing a certain way, and my experience with nasty people kicked in. I could tell he was interested in me. He did something with his lips and told me I was very handsome. I think I managed to say thank you and started thinking about how I could get the F out of there. Macaulay Culkin said the Hollywood executive then dropped a heavy hint about where the came from that made his patent leather shoes. He asked me if I knew Heather O'Rourke. Yeah, I remember her. I grew up watching Poltergeist. I remember her in Happy Days. She was so...
I don't know, y'all. This Illuminati encroaches more and more. Listen, I can keep going on and on with this, but stay safe, y'all side chicks and side dudes out there. You just never know. Anybody that lives double lives can't be trusted, man. Just remember that. It's all fun until it's not. Be safe. Is it Inya is signing off.